Sherry, coming to Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
Sekou Sherry say,
Liberia, listen to the voice of Liberia. It is time to talk. Bringing sense to the issue for better discussion. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Into information and education. Sekou Sherry coming to talk. Liberia, Sekou Sherry coming to talk.
And let's keep committed to what we believe in. Let's be ourselves and push for the best. Good evening, folks, and welcome to the show Issues of Today here on Voice of Liberia 104.1. Coming to you live from Capital Bypass in Monrovia. It feels good to be here today. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be here up to 9 o'clock tonight. Welcome. Invite someone to join us if they can. As we set the agenda for civil discussion for better Liberia. What's happening in Liberia today? What are the issues making news? Issues of today. We're going to be talking about all of the issues. And so invite someone to listen what's happening with the Alternative National Congress. What's happening with the Unity Party, the Embattled Liberty Party, and other political parties in Liberia. As we move towards the October elections, how are Liberians getting the news? Understanding what's happening, following all of the issues. But I can say to you is we all need to know what's good for us politicians will always be politicians. They will come to say what they want to say just to seek their personal interests at the detriment of the Liberian people. Whose political party has a base out of the country instead of the country? Who's receiving all of the endorsements, but it has not come to reality in terms of votes? These plus more, many more issues to discuss today on the program. My name is Sekou. I'm Sekou Sharif. Inshallah, with the blessing of my parents, I'm going to take you up to 9 o'clock tonight. What's on the plate for you? Too many things. At 8 o'clock tonight, on yesterday, we played a host to a Liberian female residing out of Liberia who has since alleged that she's been raped by Mr. Nelson Onyama, owner of beer factory and one of the successful business persons in Liberia, even though he's a foreign national. We don't want to be, we don't want to say, oh, because he's not a Liberian though, but just try to let you know, give you a clear picture of who we're talking about. Mr. Nelson Onyama is the owner, CEO of a beer factory in Liberia and other businesses in the country. And so our sister has alleged that she's been raped, and her story is very touching. Amas Jallo will be my guest, joining me out of Liberia on the program tonight to explain the touching ordeal. On yesterday we had it, but we could not continue because of time, so we've rearranged for today and many other days to come, as she's going to be our guest to talk about what has happened to her. And she has presented to us some pieces of evidence she claimed are evidence concerning the allegation. And so she will be my guest today on the show. 1 hour. And we'll also be joined by her uncle, who since witnessed what transpired about this issue. We're making efforts to get the side of Mr. Nelson Onyama. All efforts being made has not yielded results. If we have his number or we have a means to get his side of this, we'll definitely afford him the opportunity to get his side of it. But what we are hearing from Ahmad Jallo, fellow Liberians, it is very scary and touching, and it's heartbreaking. She will be our guest. And at 7 o'clock tonight, an activist turned politician, Fendela Patrick, will be my guest. He wants to be senator in Margibi County. And I've said to him on many occasions, what has prompted you to do such? So he will be my guest. Mind you, some of the big names we're hearing from Margibi County, my own good friend and brother, Nathaniel Mangiol, is heavily being discussed in Margibi County. And so Fendela is going to be going against Honorable Nathaniel Fallow Mangiol in Margibi. So he's going to be my guest here today on the show at 7 o'clock. But before that time, we'll have some trending issues in the country. They are the issues of today. And so we're going to be talking about them. We have a leaked conversation from the chat room of ANC, the Alternative National Congress. Now, when we say some of the things to you, at times, you wonder as to how we get the information, but they are just the truth. You know, they say the truth never hides. And so one of it has come up. And people are admitting in the chat room of ANC that Cummings has no stronghold in his country in which he claims to come from. We will read you the leaked conversations. So where is Mr. Cummings' stronghold? And someone said, it's from the diaspora. So we'll read you that. And also, we saw on social media today, few handful of individuals call themselves starvers of Capitol building, pledging their support to the candidature of Joseph Numa Boaka. But we have a different view of it, and we'll provide you the pieces of evidence, research, analysis, giving you some reasons that it's just as it's a fiasco. It's a plain issue. Fiasco in a sense, it makes no sense. The similar thing happened in the 2017 elections when all the senators pledged their support. What did we see? So we are back again tonight. And so my name is Sekou Sharif. We'll take this break to return and we'll run into all of our issues here. Okay, welcome to the show. If you're just joining us, this is the program Issues of Today on Voice of Liberia 104.1. My name is Sekou. I'm Sekou Sharif, and I'm going to be here up to 9 o'clock tonight. And I want you to invite someone to listen. And also, I want to say thank you to all of our regular listeners who usually at about this time, dial the frequency 104.1 and also go on the social media to get us on the television. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for your consistency, for always listening to us and believe in what we say. We're very grateful and we're humble to all of that. Okay. We are back again today to do what we love to do for our country. And no matter what the issues are, I've always said this, that it is important so that we can discuss the issues and not to go back to the butchers. We can disagree to agree, and so that we can always maintain the peace of our country where we all can have the rights to speak out freely and do what is right. Okay. Lots of things happening in Liberia. The political issues are getting very hard. Politicians are doing the normal things they usually do. And so they will continue to do these things and to make you to understand, to sell their bids or their candidates to you. We've said this time with our number that I said it on one of the editions, and I said that, pull out the things from on it, that Mr. Cummings, he's a fine individual. Mr. Cummings, one way or the other, has put the map of Liberia out there in a sense of the position he served, or some of the jobs he did. He's a fine, decent individual. But I've said this, that the timing for his presidency, it is not just right for him. Reason being is he needs to do more. But one of the things I know of one of the things there is once you have few individuals, you think you have a political party and you accept what you accept. And so before our guests can arrive, I will provide two analyses about the two opposition political parties. We're going to start with the Alternative National Congress, and we'll end with the Unity Party endorsement on today. There are a few things you do in Liberia to gain the trust of the Liberian people. There have been lots of people in Liberia that have come with resources, that have claimed to love the people of this country, but at the end of the day, they either been betrayed or they've not been elected by the very people. So, like the likes of Reverend Kennedy said, he came in this country and he was the darling boy at the time. Like the likes of Vernon Sherman, when he came in this country, he was the darling boy. The likes of other people that came and wanted to become president of Liberia. I'm making reference to individuals because I want to connect to Mr. Alexander Cummings. When the individuals came in the country, they came with resources. And so they had the support of the people in a sense. On the surface, they were not die-hard supporters, loyal people, no. It is within the case of Mr. Alexander Cummings. You know, sometimes when you say these things, some of your friends in the Alternative National Congress, they get angry with you, but it is the hard truth. Mr. Cummings has done well for himself to work to such an extent in the world. But Mr. Cummings has not done well to impact the lives of the people in Liberia to a certain extent for where people will have the confidence to think that he can lead this country. Now, we all have criticized, have questioned, for a better word, we've questioned Mr. Cummings about he having a stronghold in Liberia. And Mr. Cummings, the likes of his supporters will say they're from the southeast. And the particular area they've always talked about, it is Maryland, right? They've said Maryland County is where Mr. Cummings' stronghold is from because he hails from Maryland County. He was born in Maryland County. And so he lived his life in Maryland County. He attended schools in Maryland County. And he did lots of things in Maryland County before coming to Monrovia. And he had the opportunity to leave Liberia to go and work in the United States and other parts of the world for Coca-Cola. Fine. Now, this is from the horse's mouth. With the leaked conversation in our possession that has been able to clearly states to us that Mr. Cummings is a stranger in Maryland County, in extension in the southeast. It tells us that Mr. Cummings doesn't even have a house or sleeping place in Maryland County. So it takes anyone to a point to say, where is the stronghold of Mr. Cummings? So you want to believe that Mr. Cummings is just as a stranger like anyone else in Liberia and in the border politics of our country, that people will say he doesn't understand the problems of the country, and he claims to understand the problems of the country to the extent he doesn't even have a sleeping place in this country. When I say sleeping place, I'm not trying to say, oh, no. I'm putting this in a context to say he owns a house within his area he claims to have come from, and that is his stronghold. Well, the people of Maryland, like what they would do to the senator of Nimba County, Prince Johnson, and like what they would do to other people, they would say, okay, because this person is from our county, we will support this person because of the county issue, not in all the cases. But just to put it in that context of our discussion. Let me read you the leaked conversation from the chat room. Says ABC 2023. Alexander Cummings 2023. It is a messenger chat room that got leaked. And I was privileged to have it. And I've had, conversations from ANC chat rooms on many occasions. This is just one of the many conversations I've always received from the chat rooms of the Alternative National Congress. So in this leaked conversation, supporters, down-hard ANC supporters, people that believe in Mr. Alexander Cummings, are admitting and saying that one of the problems they've always faced in Maryland County when they're reaching out to the people to support Mr. Alexander Cummings is the people are telling them that Mr. Cummings doesn't even have a house in Maryland County, and they are yet to see the house of Mr. Alexander Cummings in Maryland County. So now this is not from someone in the government. This is not from someone somewhere that don't like Alexander Cummings, but this is from his own supporters. People that support him, people that want him to be president. They are the ones that are confessing amongst themselves in the chat room of Mr. Alexander Cummings that they are using to convince the Liberian people. Even though in the conversation here, I'm going to read to you one portion of it, they are admitting that even though it is true that he doesn't have a house there, but we just need to tell the people, say, Mr. Cummings has a vision that bigger than just, are you kidding me? Why are we not honest to ourselves? We are our own problems in our country. You know that Mr. Cummings doesn't have a house. But you want to tell the people that the vision of Mr. Cummings is bigger than Maryland County. And like I said, they said when the Christmas is good, you will know from the eve. Mr. Cummings cannot build for himself with all the wealth he claims he has. He cannot build for himself a house in Maryland County. Then you want to tell that, Mr. Cummings is from Maryland and he's a Southeasterner, and so the Southeasterner should vote him. He doesn't want to invest in the place, but he wants to get votes from the place. Now you see how Liberians' mentality, you see how the mentality, you see how it is? Mr. Cummings doesn't feel that, or he doesn't see it necessary to build a house. Building a house for people like Mr. Cummings is nothing. But he doesn't have the guts to build a house in Maryland County, but he wants to get the votes from the people there in Maryland County. Let me read you what the leaked conversation in my possession, what it says. Now, it says, ABC 2023, Alexander Cummings 2023. Listen to this. You have one Martin, they were referring to one Martin. This person writes, it says, I'm from Maryland County, Harper District. But when I tried to engage my people, even my own household, all they say is, if you believe that Mr. Cummings have this country as his origin, this county as his origin, then why he does not want to have or build a house here in Maryland now. In Maryland. Now you see a supporter of Mr. Cummings. Then another person refer to this person and says, well, they are making a reasonable query. Reasonable point. They themselves are admitting to themselves that Mr. Cummings doesn't have a house even in Maryland County, in which he claims that he's from Maryland County. Now you see how politicians behave? Now that's the reason why I said yesterday, I agree with the understanding and what the president said, that he's not a politician, but he has come to help the people. Because you know why? A politician, Mr. Cummings now is behaving like the normal politicians we have in Liberia. He's no longer acting like the Cummings you knew before. Because the politicians will come and behave fake and lie to the Liberian people and lie to people because they want to get their personal interest at the detriment of the people in which they want to govern. The charge of. Right? So Mr. Cummings cannot be brave enough to tell the people the actual story, but he's telling the people, or they've told the people that Mr. Cummings is from the Southeast. Now listen to this, what the person said. Well, they are making a reasonable query, but all I want you to make them understand is Mr. Cummings' vision is way beyond what they are looking at. Even if he were to embark on erecting a home there today, it will not be an authentic move. It will be more of a showmanship. You see? You see? They are supporters of Mr. Alexander Cummings. They are admitting, and in fact going to the extent that saying that it is not necessary for Mr. Cummings to have a house there. The next thing here, the other person said, we need to get away from tribal politics. This is why our leader does not focus on having a country as a stronghold. He wants Liberia to be his stronghold. No, having a country as a stronghold. He wants Liberia to be his stronghold. Let's forget about those ancient days politics and focus on the reality ahead. It is about Liberia. Don't forget, Maryland is also part of Liberia. Make no mistake, this is the real change that's coming. Liberia deserves better. Then the next person responded to the other person and said, I hope you are not getting me wrong here. While it is true, we are, I don't know what the person meant. Is that we think, okay, while it is true we think the Liberia as whole. Don't you think that our vision bearer need to have a home in his country of origin as a proof? Don't you think so? So you see, the people are asking, right? The ANC partisans, the ANC partisans. No, I need a child for this. The ANC partisans are saying, you see, the other guy asks, and being very honest, don't you think it is necessary to have a home in Maryland County? So Cummings wants to be president. He doesn't even have a house in Maryland County. See what the other person said. He said, if anyone throw hits, let's show love and convince them about our candidate's plan and vision for a better Liberia we all deserved. Then the next person said, I'm from Maryland County, Harper District, but when I try to engage my people, even my own household, all they say is, if you believe that Mr. Cummings have this country as his origin, then why he does not want to have or build a house here? And that's truth. And that is truth. So why Mr. Cummings? So it tells you that Mr. Cummings doesn't even have a house in Maryland. This is a man that wants to be president of Liberia. He doesn't see it necessary to invest in his own country. The other time I told you, Cummings' son is one of the young successful persons out of his businesses. Boaka Cummings has all of his businesses in South Africa. He doesn't feel secure of bringing his businesses in Liberia, but his father wants to be president of this country called Liberia. You see how hypocritical the people that want to be our leaders they are? You cannot build. Mr. Cummings, it won't take you even a month plus to build a house in Maryland County. But you don't see it necessary to build a house there, but you see it necessary for the people to vote you for Maryland County to make you become the next president of our country. Now you see how the politicians, you see how people like Cummings behave to Liberians. You feel satisfied, your partisans feel okay to say that you are from the Southeast. Name me Maryland as your country of origin, but you are not brave enough to build for yourself. Not for partisans, but build for yourself a house in Maryland County. You don't have a house in Maryland County. How can you come from Maryland County? You don't have a house. How did your parents come from Maryland County? So it shows and tells any reasonable person that that's a fake and a false news that Mr. Cummings is from Maryland County. It doesn't come from Maryland County. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Let me take a break. Let me take a water break and come right back on the show.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street, Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street, Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street, Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ building. Visit our website, telecelliberia.com. Email us at info@telecelliberia.com. Telecel Liberia, the best internet service provider, is here for you. Telecel Liberia, connecting the unconnected.
I want to flex my love. I want to impress.
Are you tired with slow internet? Do you want super fast and affordable internet? Telecel Liberia is here to provide all your internet service needs. The internet is moving at a fast pace, and only super fast internet speed can help you keep up. At Telecel, our internet packages are divided into distinct categories: Mega, Optimal, Premium, Elite, and Big Business that suits kids, universities, schools, hotels, beaches, homes, offices, urban areas, and much more. Anything is possible with Telecel Liberia. Get your own streaming box for Netflix, Amazon Prime, Showmax, and more. At Telecel, our amazing 24-hour customer service is there to help you with all your needs. Telecel Liberia, super fast speed, 24 hours technical support team, the best broadband and fiber optic internet service in Liberia. For more information, please call 0770-399-399 or 0881-399-399. Or stop by our office on 3rd Street Syncor, opposite the Carter Center and GLZ.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Like I said, I wanted to take a water break. And there are lots of things we need to let the Liberian people know. So I've said Mr. Alexander Cummings own part of it. Our guest is already here. Mr. Fendela Patrick, who's going to join us shortly. But let me just run because we want to be within time. At 8 o'clock, Amas Jallo, a Liberian female, has since alleged that she was being raped by Mr. Nelson Oniyama. She will be my guest on the show. Now, I've said Mr. Cummings' own part. Let me go to what our young brothers, sisters, they did today. On today, we saw on the social media few hand of individuals claim to be staffers of the Capitol building, and they pledged their unflinching support to the candidature of Joseph Newman Boaka come October this year. Now, let me say a few things. The good thing about it is that history is always there to remind us. Mr. Boaka is not that lucky when it comes to people pledging support to him. from past records. In the 2017 elections, Ambassador Boakai received the endorsement support. And I'm going to be specific. I'm going to call the names of the individuals. And I will tell you that political institutions that came from at the time in 2017, the senators. And I will read you the resolution. So, 19 senators that worked along with Ambassador Boakai when he served as vice president for 12 unbroken years. They had a resolution pledging their support to Ambassador Boakai to become the next president in 2017. And the 19 senators were Abbott Chie, independent candidate, Grand Coup County at the time, Henry Yala, PUP, Bond County, Dan Morales, NPP, Maryland County, Blackbo Brown, independent, Maryland County, Peter Coleman, CDC, Grand Coup County, Edward Dagosa, the late UP, Grand Cape Mount County, Vonnie Sherman, UP, Grand Cape Mount County, Alfonso Gay, UP, Grand Jida County, 2017, okay. Thomas Gosra, NUDP, Nima County, Dallas Gue, PUP, Riverside County, Ama, Zulu Jala, NPP, Bapolu County, Matthew J, UP, River G County, Daniel Yeten, ANC, Bapolu County, Francis Pay, NDC, Riverside County, Morris Tuma, UP, Bomi County, Milton TJ, Independent Sino County, George Tengbe, UP, Lofa County, James Tonola, UP, Mangibi County. Right? And then Henry Yala, at the time, he was the chairman of the 19 senators. And this was the resolution. Let me just read you. The decision was based on Vice President's experience in public service and his maturity in handling matters. Fellow Liberians, if you have entrusted us to give direction, and we are about to give direction, why are you afraid? We have worked with Vice President Boakai. We have assessed his capacity to lead. At this point in the history of Liberia, we need a responsible, humble, well-organized, intelligent, experienced, resourceful leader to lead this nation from where we are. We have assessed all the candidates, tested them, and we, your leaders, have come to the conclusion that Ambassador Boakai is the man to lead this country. So we have gathered here today for one single reason, and that reason is to endorse VP Boakai and President of the Liberian Senate as our candidate in the elections. Now, in the 2017 elections, when those senators pledged their support, let me give you the results that came from that. The first round vote of Joseph Newman Boakai, he and the CDC, because I don't want to go into all the other candidates. Ambassador Boakai, the first round vote, he received 446,716,000. The votes he received. And then the CDC that did not receive, endorsement from senators got 596,037,000 votes, right? From that. So that the percentage they had, CDC had 38.37%, while Unity Party that received the endorsement from the 19 senators, 28.76%. So they went for the second round with all the endorsement of the senators. Unity Party got 457,579,000 votes. That gave them 38.46% in the 2017 elections with all the 19 senator votes. I mean, their support. Then CDC received 736,185,000. And then CDC received 61.54% that led the George Weah today to be the president of the country. Now, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say to you that with all the endorsements, with all the endorsements, they are just as meaningless as anyhow you think. Let me go to the senators that pledged their support to the candidature at the time. How many votes they received in their counties? Most of them did not even come back. So when people are making these kinds of support to people, you want to look at it politically. What are their strengths? Do they have a control point? Like you say, okay, like this party, you say, okay, this the number of people, they believe in this struggle and they will send their vote to this person that could give us a result. So 10 of the 19 senators were defeated in the following elections. And then 9 of those senators that pledged their support to Joe Boakai in 2017 will be going to elections this year. This year they will be going to election. Now, those, defeated at the time, they were Heron Yala, PUP Bon County, that received 25,247 votes. Now, Prince Moi defeated him with 39,337 votes. Then you go to Demo Riles, NPP Maryland County. He got 5,008 votes. He was defeated by James Banning by 9,630 votes. That the people that supported Joe Boakai. Peter Coleman, CDC Grand Coup County. He got 3,061 votes. He got defeated by Numali Batikwa. Got 3,679 votes. Then you got Edward Dagoze, UP. He died in 2019. And then you got Geraldine Doe Sharif. She also died. Then you go to Thomas Guppy, NUDP, Nima County. He got 4,973 votes, and he was defeated by Jeremiah Kuhn with 37,899 votes. You get Dallas Goa, PUP, Riverside County. Look at the number of the men. He got 2,149 votes. And then he got defeated by Wellington Smith with 3,302 votes. Then you go to Amazulu Jala, that the people that supported Joe Boakai in 2017. Amazulu Jala from the NPP Bapulu County. He got 1,967 votes. Boto Kane defeated him with 4,955 votes. You got Matthew J. UP, River G County. He got 2,385 votes. Geneton's Bocha Sengbe defeated him with 4,972 votes. Then you get George Tengbe, UP, Lofa County. He got 7,679 votes. He got defeated by Brendan Samuka with 20,431 votes. In the 2017 elections, the people that gave their support. Now, the remaining 9 senators, some of them, they flipped. Now, Abortier is with the CDC, the pro-tem. Blebo Bryan, I think he's moving. I think he's lining with the CDC. Alfonso Gay, he's still with the UP. Daniel Eten still with ANC. Francis Pay. Maurice Setoma is with UP Bosoma. Milton Tiaje is with the Unity Party now. Jim Tonala, with the CDC now. Jim Tonala is on his own. So I'm trying to say to you that endorsement from senators from the Capitol building did not yield results. Senators that had their own control. Then as staffers, we can't endorse. You say that some kind of security. So were endorsements to make the kinds of changes in the results of Ambassador Bwaka, the 19 senators that were also fighting to combat. Look at how they got defeated disgracefully. And they are the ones that say they go pledge their support to Omen Joe Bwaka. But this is what someone said to me from the Unity Party. They said, when you are drawn for something, you think that you are so entitled. At the end of the day, even somebody that you can even control to lead, to tell them what is right, they can control you because you think that you so entitled and you are so in need of certain things that it should not be at the appropriate time. If you wait, it will happen. Let me go to the lines and take a few calls on this issue before I join my guests. Fendela Patrick is already here. So, fellow Liberians, I just thought to say the two things about ANC and Unity Party. I made it very simple. Unity Party had endorsement of Senators 2019 from that same Capitol building there. 2017. Where did it end? Look at the type of votes, the people that were endorsing somebody, what kind of vote they got? The ANC too. Mr. Comey doesn't even have a house in Maryland, and he claims that he's from Maryland County. Comey needs to tell us where is his county of origin. 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907. My name is Sekou Sharif. We'll take this person on the line. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening to the peaceful people of Liberia. My name is Opi O'Neill Johnson, and I joined the conversation with the headquarters of the Veterans Bureau in the Okomere hearing.
Okay, Opi, go ahead.
Let me appreciate you for your brilliant analysis in regards to training issues in our country. I think the thing is we should not be moved like you intimidated by those who have decided to pledge their support to the former vice president. This is the former vice president who had told the Liberian people over past time that he was an old car parking. That's the reason why they were fortunate to have, squandered the Liberian people's resources. Looking at the statistical analysis that you just provided, we clearly indicate that people like Amanjala and the rest of all the guys who desperately performed in previous years, they would not have accumulated the actual votes so as to win their very consequences. I think those guys should not be taken seriously.
Okay, Opi, thank you. Let me take another person here. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah. Listening to your analysis, I'm racist. You see, politics is like, there's no permanent friend, there's no permanent enemy. So somebody can be your friend and the next day he becomes your enemy. That's what politics does. Yeah, so the concern is that you are talking about community does not have in Maryland.
I'm quoting from what his own partisans were saying in his chat room.
Yeah, but the issue is that sometimes you do a follow up, you do a fact finding to give you a basic information.
Hello, sir. Listen. No, let me hold you there. How do I go about doing a fact findings when the people themselves, the people that support Cummings, are saying it within the chat room in which Cummings is in? He's part of it. He's saying it. Everything. How do I go do or check out about that?
Yeah, because this is politics now. So the politics time and character assassination got to be around. So before I conclude, the issue is that you just already said that people supported Joe Bucket. At the end of the day, those people who supported him, and he did not win. For example, now quite recently, the CDC was supported by other people. They pledged loyalty to them. Could we say that the CDC too will not win? In recent times, those people would have pledged support to the CDC.
Are you done?
Yeah, that's the
Thank
question.
you. Let me take another person. Hello.
Hello, Chico.
Good evening. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is James calling from Old Road.
James, go ahead.
The analysis you gave, Chico, these guys are just pledged their support to Omen Boaka. They are already failed the Liberian people. So they want to link with the Omen in case he win the ministerial job the name. They are leaving for one of the top position, being a lawmaker, to go be controlled by the executive. They were controlling the executive, but the executive going to control them. That's why you see they want to cross over because they know most of them who pledging their support. They already see.
Okay, thank you. This person. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Michael E. Flomo Sr., the member of the Intellectual Alliance of Liberia. Yes, sir. Thank you for the show. I listened to your analysis. The really just did, concerning those the endorsement by the former senators in 2017. Like you said, Sheku, these endorsements for some of us support this government, we don't take them seriously because they are cosmetic and they are still managed. My brother, the staff was one of them. How many presidents do they have control? Or how many presidents do they talk to? Because some of them are our friends. We don't hear them, we don't see the impact that they have in society. You understand? You sitting right here talking about endorsing Boaka. What's wrong? What are you seeing?
That whole thing, that stage managed thing, they just call the people. Hello. Too bad. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Thank you. I'm Lawrence Spencer.
My good friend, my ANC friend. I hope today we'll friend.
My man, you always be my friend.
Yeah.
The thing is, all of these, whole stuff will come to an end. So, for me, I don't see reason to make unnecessary enemy with people, right? For these reasons. My only thing, when you say, at least, give me chance, I need to say more.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I always give people the chance.
Yeah, sure. So for me, I'm in not all the chat room. I'm in most of the ANC chat room. That particular chat room, it sounded strange to me. Because the thing is, the election time and one of the brothers, some people, more people will get come around. And some people will even go as far and open chat room without the acquiescence of the
more than 4 senior ANC partisans they've confirmed to me. They even expressed some disappointment in some of the things which I can say on the radio.
Yeah, sure. So the thing is, for me, Mr. Cummings, I'm not better in Maryland, but those of our comrades that visited Maryland, we are raising an issue. For me, I'll be clear, right? We are raising an issue, and they clearly, they understand that Mr. Cummings has a home there in Maryland County. Because, in fact, this debate came on another sister station one time. I had a call, and after the show, I reached out to someone.
But the way ANC let to do, why they can't take the picture now of the home and post it so we can see it?
Yeah, sometimes people don't really see these things to be strong argument or strong things that people should be going after, right? Because like somebody said in the chat room, because I'm following the reading, right? I don't know how does Mr. Kumi personal home affect the lives of ordinary people?
No, it serves as an example.
Yeah, but some people are who are in their native land, yet they become what they became, and nothing happened. So
you know what? It is important because people are still questioning his country of origin. Most of the people think that Mr. Cummings is not from the southeast. He has lost in terms of his country of origin. So by having a home in Maryland, not just the one you just go build new home, then we'll say, okay, yeah, it may say people from there who can see horse.
I understand, but so good. For me, all these things is happening because we understand the decision in, right? But Mr. Kumi has a home in Maryland. That I can tell you for sure.
I challenge you.
No, but so good, you my man. Who can talk? I will give you the evidence.
Now, why I say I challenge you? Okay.
Yeah, I will reach out to you with the evidence. So good, but Mr. Kumi has a home in Maryland. The Cummings family is from Maryland. So if quickly, right? If Cummings follow has a house in Maryland, it's a good Cummings house. It's Kumi family house. So Kumi don't have a big extra house. I mean, before people know that he's from Maryland.
Okay.
Well, the house of Banga, my father house there is my house. Even though I will be in my house there, but my father house currently is my house in Banga. So that's how the thing is. But I appreciate you. Yeah, much you may not be going in my direction, but we will remain friends and we will follow this program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I do like that. Hello. Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I think I'm Brasego. I want to talk about calling from Congo Town.
Calling from Congo Town. Go ahead.
Yeah. I Brasego, look people, those guys, my man. You don't got no shame face. You don't got even one piece of shame face, Brasego. Yeah, in March 2017, all the endorsements they do for Joseph Boakai. How far it go? How far it go?
It stopped right at the Capitol building.
I'm telling you something. Jerry Martin, I always tell them, look, if you don't get seen face, what you could do, what you should do is to pick a young cassava leaf and put it in your faces, please. At least it will make your faces clear small.
Okay, thank you very much. I take 2 more calls down, John and Gates. Hello. Yeah. Good evening, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Ishmael K. Weezer calling from my resident.
You don't even know where you're calling from. Let me tell another person. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Jackson Escobar calling from 66.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the topic on our discussion. You are talking about those that endorse Joseph Yuma Boakai. That they are just the way they are on. During the 2020 senatorial election, there were people that endorsed Thomas Fala. Some pastors said that Thomas Fala is the one that will win the election.
Yeah.
Where is he today? They flock him.
You said it. Yeah, it's true.
They don't flock him here.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the first time. Even recently, people endorse CDC.
So you agree with my analysis that endorsement is just as the normal endorsements we've seen around here, right? Oh, too bad. You need to change. We'll take the last person. Our guest is already here. Hello. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, Sekou, this is Emmanuel Richardson, and I joined the conversation from Upper Carwell.
Emmanuel, go ahead.
Yeah, and look, let me say this. If even Kumi has us in Maryland, I believe that particular horse was equipped by, project. Like, he just did it quick because he wanted to show something that, to say I'm from Maryland, this is my home. Look, for the past 10, 15, 20 years, nobody knew. Anybody in Liberia knew Alexander Kumi. But you say Maryland. Alexander Kumi only came to Liberia because somebody told you, say, come, then you get small money, you can be president. And the people around Kumi, they are not helping him.
Okay.
For people to feel that Kumi will just come and then people just let you know it don't work that way. So you need to understand. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're not taking calls again. My guest is already here. When I see Fendela, I think about his days in activism. Oh, I can remember on that fateful day when they were taking Fendela to the Monrovia Central Prison, and I was there when the police, they were hitting me and everything. Fendela, good evening, my brother. It's been a while.
Good evening, Sekou. And to the listening public, it's a pleasant good evening to be on your platform. And to those in Radio Land, I want to say good evening. Thank you for inviting me.
Let's share our experiences we had before when you used to be a very strong activist, one of the persons that spoke truth to power during Ellen regime. Do you still remember that day when the guys, they were taking you from where they were taking you from? They
were taking me
court.
from yes. I was detained 2 days at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. And it was a bookers arrangement. And they knew that I would not be taken to court. So they intentionally and deliberately took me to the magistrate office and kept me there with the understanding that they would take me to court. So by 4 o'clock, the court has closed and the police assembled and my supporters were there and they were taking me to the Monrovia Central Prison. So there was a serious fracas and I remember you and Zeze Bala, you guys were cheers. I was looking and feet helped the body. But, I couldn't put out any resistance, but My supporters were there, but they were subdued, severely subdued. Of course, that's the responsibility of the police. They were executing orders. And so, yeah, we went to prison. So we slept there for some time.
When people hear the name, before we go to all of our issues, Fendela Patrick, most of the people will think about what you've done in the past. Fendela, what did you get some of the, issues, looking at the way you fought for justice, impacting the lives of young people somehow, some way in the past?
I come from a family that is diverse. I don't want to provoke sentiments, but as a child growing up during the 1990s, I witnessed the brutal civil war. My father was stabbed in my presence. He was physically tortured by LPC, and it really hurt me as a kid. I could not say anything. My mother fled to Guinea, fearing that she might be executed. And we know what happened at that time because of the tribal conflict. For the fact that she's a practicing Muslim, so she had to flee. And also, I did not want to be with my father, so I was rescued by a lady who took me to Guinea. So returning to Liberia and seeing these appalling living conditions of our people, mistakes that were made in the past are still being repeated. And having been subjected to poverty, where when I graduated from high school, I had to live with people as a houseboy, so bread on the streets, so sweeper, so close, school A. And when I walk around and I see people living this type of life, and I just see few groups of people, less than 50, managing over 5 million people and keeping them in abject poverty, it stimulates that consciousness in me to speak out, because I feel that it's a moral obligation and a constitutional responsibility. So that's why when I speak with passion. I have passion for what I do. I don't do it based on arrogance. I don't do it because people pay me to do that. I'm very authentic in my words. And I also want to see a Liberia that will not promote a culture of discrimination where people believe the only way you can be successful is to be a public official. Because the richest people in our country are government officials. We don't have middle class. So that speaks volumes of why people like Fendela Patrick will speak truth to power, not with arrogance, and proper suggestions for the national development of this country. So this is me. And interestingly, people are criticizing government. They see the sincerity and the authenticity in my voice, and they know I mean well for the country. And we are friends. Even when I used to be at the Monrovia Center Prison, they will come, Patrick, we are just acting on orders, but we love you. Even some of the police officers, when I used to come, they would personally visit me. Patrick, we're just executing orders, but please don't hold this against me. And even the guy who took me to prison at that time, when I when I left from the prison, he came, he confessed, because he was in the newspaper, the front page Africa. He went somewhere to go and chill here in Fiancé. And some group of guys went and said, were you the one that was taking Fendela Patrick to court? He said, yeah. And they gave me some Holy Ghost slaps. So when I came, he told me, he said, Patrick, for your being in the pool, wanted to kill me. So basically, this is me.
Do you miss out on some of the things you did in the past?
When you say miss, I see activism as a vocation.
No, what I mean, you were so into the activism to the extent that you want to talk about almost all the wrongdoings at the time you saw them not to be right.
I think the people don't understand me. I am very strategic.
Okay.
90% of my activism is behind closed door. If you see Fendela comes out, it means deal has not been reached behind closed door. If I see something about you, I'll walk to you and say, look, brother, these are the facts. You need to stop what you are doing. If you become very arrogant and resistant, then of course we have to bring you to the public in the court of public opinions, where we will tell the public that you did this, this is wrong. But again, sometimes, yes, I miss a lot of things. And at one point I realized that, you know, I'm based on the threats, the intimidation, the judicial harassment, and some of my friends were not willing to associate with me. I visited some of them to Ministry of Finance, some of those ministries. They will run away practically. They don't want to associate with me. So I felt that life was insignificant. And I still believe that life is insignificant because the price you pay, you pay in Africa. Not just Liberia. If you are a critical voice, that death, that judicial harassment, or perhaps perpetual incarceration. So these things, you know, when you stand for something, you should be willing to bear the consequences.
Do you regret some of your movements at the time, or one of the decisions you took that at a certain point in time and you said to yourself, I shouldn't have done what I've been able to do?
I think one of the greatest regrets was to have given ears during the famous April tour, to have given ears to the government. I think the government succeeded by using other individuals, the traditional council, our mothers, civil society organizations, the press, you know, to talk to us and say, look, Patrick's, Hachisano, we want you guys to understand that there will be a better tomorrow. Do not put the people on the streets. We will make sure the government is going to act on your recommendations. And, you know, at that time, we succeeded in rallying the public. And 2 days to that protest, and we have public officials on their knees, begging, even the police director, people from the NSC, they were calling, you know, and they were begging. Practically, friends were calling us from abroad, Patrick, for the sake of Liberia, you had to listen and everything. So we held a very tough decision. I think that it was a regret. If we had known the intentionality of the government to just play by that level, we were not going to agree, because looking at the society that we live in, people said they gave us money. They gave me $150,000. I left this country. And even some of my friends were calling me. There's a big brother to CEO, I think they call him political raving. He went to my office and said, Patrick, I want my money. I want my money right now. They gave you $250,000. Don't joke with me. Practically, they nearly fought me in my office. But we did that in the interest of the country. But our generosity, intellectual generosity to reason with the moral guarantors, our traditional leaders, you know, that decision was abused, because the moment we left, other people, the same government that was on its knees, they went on the media, they said, these guys are not serious, these guys are jokers, these guys only wanted money, and everything like that. I felt insulted. I felt embarrassed. So it speaks volumes when people say in this country, they will not listen to certain people. I want to believe them, because I am a victim of a good decision. You look at me, you look at the rest of the people who were angry, asking your government to do something that's supposed to be in the interest of the people. You say, leave it, we will work on it. And the payback we got was to denigrate our characters, to tell the people that we collected money and we were unserious, we took bribe. People still live with that notion today, that we took money.
Okay, Fendela, let's move on. And it's about your past. I think, like you said, at times you made some of the things you did, and you have some regrets about some of the things that happened in the past. Now, most of the people will think that activists like you, someone that have been speaking for the people, getting into politics is not the right thing. Why you decided to contest in Mangibi County?
So it's It's a conviction. I think the national legislature is the biggest platform for activism anywhere around the world, not just in Liberia. You advocate for the people. You make decisions in the interest of the people. Unlike in the past 15 years I've been in activism, I've not had a chance to vote in the Senate or the House of Representatives. Our decisions are limited. We use
But you've submitted petitions.
Yes, we use informal authority.
Okay.
So it's not contingent on those individuals to act. They could choose to say we will vote or we will not vote. I want to have a platform. Since the Senate is the biggest platform for activism, to advocate for justice, to advocate for economic freedom, to advocate for the voiceless people in society, and to even advocate for civil servants whose salary have been delayed on many occasions, not just this government, but previous government, you need a voice in the Senate like Fandela Patrick's, who will help to change the narratives. I'm not saying I'm going to be the lone person. Building consensus to make laws that will be in the best interest of the people. If somebody argues that Fandela should remain an activist for the rest of his life, and we said we see people practicing or making their way to the Liberian National Legislature, the Senate, to waste our time, to delay progress, to sabotage economic development, then it becomes a moral necessity and a constitutional obligation on the part of Fandela Patrick's to represent the people of Margibi in the Senate and to be a voice.
The workings of the Senate is being done collectively, where you need to get the support of your colleagues. And you're just talking about Fandela here. How can a Fandela change issues within the Liberian Senate when you need the support of your colleagues?
But this is why I think I've been trained to be a very good negotiator. Reaching a decision that reflects the interests of the vast majority of the people. You have to be honest and open-minded. I can disagree with you on political issues, but something that will be in the best interest of our country, and I don't take decision that is completely different from yours. And in the Senate, I'm not going to be one of those individuals because you come from CDC or ANC, so it becomes a political, warfare. You don't see the interests of the country. You want to propagate, party sentiment. I don't subscribe to that. And that's why even when I was actively involved in activism, I built consensus. I listened to the government. I listened to opposition. I listened to cross-sections of Liberians to draw an analysis as to how I'll proceed. In the Senate, Fandela Party will negotiate. Fandela Party will reach, whether you are critical on me or not, I will tell you, this will be in the interest of our people. This is what we can do. For example, we are now looking at the pension, where I come from, many of our people, from Firestone, they are being, badly treated when it comes to their pension benefit. They retire them, and they are working to National Social Security and Welfare Corporation. They don't get the money on time. Some of them die with frustration. Why would someone be in the employ of a company for 25 years, and the only time they will get their pension benefit is when they are retired? I want to introduce a bill where after working for a company for 15 years, you must be entitled to at least 50% of your retirement benefit so that you can use it to develop. You can't leave after working, maybe you are 60. And you retire at the age of 60, and you work for a company for 25 years. You are depending on your retirement benefit to buy your dream house. You cannot be 60 and buy your dream house. You can still be young after working for a company, and then you get 50% of your benefit. You can utilize that money to even educate your children. I don't think any senator sitting in the legislature, in the Senate, will say this is a bad idea, that this thing is wrong. Because people have become victims, in terms of not getting their benefit.
What you are saying being said by other politicians when they needed the votes of the people, and they've been given the opportunity and they've changed and they did nothing of such.
But human character is inconsistent. It's not
so you
static.
could just be one of the same persons.
Oh, no. But you have to look at my track records. Before, the reason why you are sitting on this platform, You did not just reach there like that. There was a process. You were processed. The Sekou Sharia knew in 2014. It's not a Sekou Sharia today. You know, you don't just look at people because there was a transition point. You exhibited some level of credibility. Somebody said, but then I think you talk to other people before building this media institution. If you never had the integrity and credibility and the voice, nobody would do that. There were people before you. They don't have a radio station. Have you asked yourself why you are here? So Fandela Patrick has exemplified that attribute of integrity and sincerity. I am a voice in this country, a voice of reason. I want to be in the Senate, not just to make noise. And what I intend to take in the Senate specifically to represent the people of Maigibi is this idea of dependency. Maigibi has a budget of $425,000. That's what we'll receive for county development. Maigibi population is more than 230,000. How can a county that hosts the Rabas International Airport, Firestone Liberia, SRC, and now Jetty Corporation will survive on 425,000? You need a senator that is innovative, creative, has both national and international credibility. So when you leave from there, you travel to Europe and America, you will be able to sit with other congressional members to discuss the future of this country, not just Maigibi. It's like you will be an ambassador of the Republic of Liberia. Every sitting senator of this country, you are an ambassador of this country. We must learn to manage our public narratives more effectively to convince donors and investors to come. The president of Liberia leaves and go out of the country to talk to people, to tell world leaders, to tell investors outside of Liberia that Liberia is open for business. The president, if he can do that, I expect a sitting senator to also do that. One of the reasons why we suffer is dependency. I want to deracinate that concept. We can create jobs just within Maigibi. You don't have to look on national government to go create jobs for people. You can't overburden the government. And this is where leadership is lacking. I want to have a united legislative caucus in Maigibi. Whether you come from different political parties or not, I don't care about that. And that's why my motto in this election is one Maigibi agenda, Maigibi number one.
Fandela, you are very new in politics in Liberia. You've not been into this. One would say, like the way they refer to other people, you Johnny just come. What are your, chances of winning?
Politics is not how long you've been in it. It's not how long you've been in the media. So it makes you a media guru. It's the relevance you bring to the discourse. It's the integrity you bring into the politics. The message. I have been in this country. I have labored. I have advocated. I have personally contributed to the development of Maigibi across this entire republic, Mosul Rado to be specific. I have groomed young people into productive leaders. I have transitioned people and institutions from a state of backwardness to a place that I describe as, economic freedom. And if you ask me, I am new, you cannot look at a grassroots activist and say he's new into politics. Because what we did, we interacted with the people. We know the psychology of our people. We know their living conditions. We have spoken there for them. We have even held people accountable for abusing their rights and abusing state resources, for plundering the resources of this country. We have been there for them. We have advocated for them. We have advocated for economic freedom, good educational system, and free healthcare. So going back to them, look, I've been in this thing for 15 years. You need someone. My Gibeons are saying they want a voice in the Senate. Not a stupid voice, not a corrupt voice, not a voice that is insensitive, not a voice that is in tanko with mutilated characteristics. They need a general voice in the Senate that will speak for them to give a new breed of generational leaders in Maigibi a hope and a sense of belonging, that you can come from the dungeon of poverty, you can still be a voice. I am a product of poverty and economic difficulties in this country. My parents were poor. I remember growing up, people felt that I was unfit for college education. In the midst of everything, I defeated poverty through education. I became a voice. I used to work with the National Investment Commission. I had to relinquish that to be a national advocate in this country. So when people ask me, Fandela, you are new into this political process, I am new because it will be the first time I will be on the ballot. But that does not justify that the longer you stay in politics, the successful you will become or you will be the right person. You were just talking about the analysis about some senators who endorse this and that. They were there for 9 years, right? What happened when they went for election? 2017. I think only 2 persons came back. All of them that endorsed did not come back. So that tells you politics is not how long you've been inside.
But how well?
How well, not just how well. You must have a voice of reason. You must have the message to give to the people.
You have some big names in my Gibi County that when you are putting the names together, you have people who mostly listen to them because of the political reason. They are clearly politicians, unlike you are an activist coming into politics, the likes of Nathaniel McGill.
Well, I really don't want to I dwell on the issue of personality. The case of individuals contesting in the elections of Maigibi, it's a known case. I mean, it's a known fact in the Republic of Liberia. But we do not want to start rowing the political war right now. I think I am not intellectually prepared to engage.
No, but when you see the social media, from engagements of every one of you in Maigibi, the former minister is pulling more numbers than you do.
Oh yes, I think it's everybody have a strategy. The last time I checked, when Thomas Farah was contesting the elections, SKD was locked down. But today, the same man who locked down SKD is in Lofa County. One will ask, why after locking down SKD, it would be morally acceptable that at this time you will remain in Mosorado in contest, but he let you go to Lofa. So we are telling you that Liberians are becoming very sensitive.
Why you decided to go for the Senate seat? Why didn't you test the representatives?
I think for us to sit and see people practicing to waste our time for 9 years in the Senate, that would be the greatest political accident ever in the history of Maigibi. Especially, quote unquote, when we have seen how that country has been underrepresented. Sometimes you call some of our leaders from Maigibi, the people are scratching their heads as to whether Maigibi is even represented in the Senate. I want to be that voice. It's not about the big names. It's not about someone throwing the money. And I like to say this to the listening public. I have said this consistently in many areas, the quarters I have visited. Don't vote like a rapist. A rapist will enjoy sex for 5 minutes and go to jail for 10 or 20 years because they refuse to control their sexual desire. Especially when that lady was saying, oh, please leave me. I'm not in the mood. Please leave me. And you were inconsistent to your character. You were insisting you would do it. At the end of the day, only 5 minutes enjoyment, you grab you, you go to jail for 10 years. The same thing with the voters. People claim to be in power. They have the ears of the president. They have the nose of the president. They have the mouth of the president. They were in the inner circle. And some of them work in government. They had that proximity to governments in the past and now. We did not see economic transformation. We did not see economic freedom. We do not see the refurbishing of our hospitals and clinics. Booker Washington Institute is still backwards. The schools in Maigibi, they are backward. The clinics, they don't have medical supplies. I am saying, during these elections, when they bring the money, they give you the thousands of dollars, the 10 back arrest, the 20 back arrest. You might enjoy today, but tomorrow what happens? You will suffer for 9 years. 2011, somebody was contesting. When they went to fire soon, Division 30, 30,000. Division 40, 40,000. Division 22, 22,000. Division 45, 45,000. the people rose and they voted. 9 years, they could not see any economic transformation. I am saying to the people of Maigibi, it will be a wrong signal. A man who has stood in defense of you and your children, risks his life and education to be a voice in this country, lobbying for both national and international support to give your children an education so they can become productive and responsible people in society. Today, he's back. After acquiring an education, he's back to represent you because you are talking about the Senate. The Senate is a platform for activism. It's not a place to do business. It's not a place to dance. It's not a place for tribalism. It's a place for public policy making.
Is your message resonating with the people of Maigibi County?
It resonates very well.
How do you know?
I work in the community. I go places unannounced. Because when you tell people I am coming, they will have to call other people. I go places unannounced. The other day, I was in Kakata. I was talking to groups of young people. Less than 30 minutes, Seku, the place became overcrowded. Few days ago, I was in my hometown. A friend of mine, Lokin, he called me and said, Patrick, let's go and go speak to these guys, man. Let me tell them about you. Maybe they don't know. I said, they know me. When I went less than 20 minutes, who talking? Oh, this is Fandela Patrick's. The guys, the motor cyclists, when they, oh, that Fandela talking here, they stood up. The other day when I was driving towards Dusa Hospital to go meet some people at Division 9, I stopped on the main road right to Dusa, Do Bridge, and I was interacting with the students. You won't believe, they played 10, very packed. They had to call PPD. They thought something happened. And PPD came, what happened? Some of them, I knew them. I said, no, we are here, we're just lecturing, and the motorcyclists, they know that I'm around. They said, no, okay, everything is okay. I gave the kids lift, and I proceeded. So every community I go in, I tell them my story. I make them to understand leadership is not measured by one's, the deepness of one, the depth of one's pocket. It's not about the money. Leadership is about transformation and inspiration you give to people.
Are you going to be contesting on the political party ticket, or you're going to be, contesting as an independent candidate?
Initially, my team and I, we are having a lot of consultations, and
you've been approached.
Yes, so they usually when they come to me, I work with a team. I send them to my team of supporters, and they make the decision. I should be the last person to be invited. If they deem it necessary that we go on a political party ticket, we'll reassess our initial decision to go as an independent candidate, and we still looking at political party. We don't just want to go on political party ticket because we want to contest. Because
do you care to tell us the names of political parties that have engaged you?
For now, I want to leave it like this. I don't want to bring that out. We have not.
Is it like the ANC, the CDC? Because
oh no, we talked to, in fact, all the political parties in this country,
including the CDC,
including the political party. I mean the CDC. I know people from there.
No, how can CDC engage you when they have the former minister Natana Mangio in mind?
I'm not saying they engage me. I say I know people in the political parties.
No, I'm saying what are the names of political parties that have engaged you to contest on their ticket?
Like I said, my team and I, we decide to keep it private because it will be like, you know what is happening now? Somebody say, oh, they engaged me a year and that. We don't want to tread that path. I think professionally, they came not in the public domain. They came professionally to talk. So for whatever reason, if I decide not to go with their political institution, they will have the decision to go out. It's not me to go and tell them, I rejected this. I think it makes no sense, to say, oh, this person is like, you're trying to brag about, your authority as a candidate. So now, we want to leave it at that level.
Fandela, one of the things that affects a lot of the politicians, they might be good in Liberia, but the issue about finance, I don't know, and I hope it doesn't sound disrespectful. A very good friend, we've come a long way. I can safely say you are not financially strong for the process in which you've put yourself in. How do you manage this? Because campaign or politics is about finance.
So, Sekou, when I made this decision to contest, the issue of money circulated in the minds of 90% of those I engage. And I said to them, let's work on strategy. Let's get the message. Let's develop the character. Let's get the platform. Money will be the last. I think we have settled all these conditions. And that's why we are using so many platforms to speak to the minds of Liberians. We have a tendency in this country, we cry that Liberia does not have good leaders. We complain that the wrong leaders are at the national legislature. It is undisputed that many of those individuals we cry on many times, if you look at their ascendancy to power, one would say that some of the best minds were rejected because they do not have money. The last time I checked, a 25-year-old girl in Namibia was elected to parliament. The youngest parliamentarian in Kenya, the guy is less than 30 years. In this country, rather than putting an idea of competence, both integrity and what you preach on paper, we look at the depth of one's pocket. We need to rise to support a process that we believe in. If you cannot support this process, if you cannot support Fandela Patrick with your money, use your voice. If you cannot use your voice, use your services. If you cannot use your services, support this process by organizing meetings in your communities in the name of Fandela Patrick. This is the message that we are preaching to people. We're soliciting support. The other day, I was on Radio Kakata, not Radio Kakata, but Joe FM in Kakata. And the lady walked to me right after I left the studio. She came to me and said, Patrick, I have heard this name for long. You are a voice. If only people know about who you are, you will not even be looking for support like this. She took $100 United States dollars and gave it to me. He said, my son, I am happy. If you come in Kakata, if you have nowhere to sleep, because you come from Lower Maigibi, my horse is available. When I walk on the street, I see pen riders. The other guy was going to one community, the car was giving too much. You know, like when they see the car, everybody want to hang on it. So I said, my man, please give me, I want to go attend one meeting. I got on the motorbike. He said, oh, you live from Fandela Party? I said, no, bro, just leave that other one. Anytime you can in one round, we made a contribution. You can support the process. We need new breed of leaders in the Senate. Fandela would be a voice. Fandela has been a voice. We don't have money. Yes, that's true. But does that mean if you do not have the economic power, can we then conclude that in order to have a better leadership in this country, it means people must dollarize the political process before we know they are relevant? There are people in money who are won election. With no disrespect, Fanny Sherman was won election in this country. He had a lot of money in 2005. There are so many persons that pump money in political process in this country. We saw 2009.
Fandela, before we go to the lines, are you very optimistic of defeating the names in the race currently in Maigibi County?
It will be a shock. It will be unprecedented. Sekou, it will be a shock to people. And you know, a lot of people, you know that I've been here. You know, a lot of people know that I'm staying abroad, I'm in school, because I'm not posting on social media. I sleep with the people. When I go into the division, I sit with them. I tell them my story. I tell them where I come from. And they see the authenticity in my voice and in my action. An old man told me, he said, Patrick, you need not to tell us in Division 43, Firestone. He said, when people get passion for what they want to do, You can tell from their voice. Say, my son, just leave it. We know them. Look, I don't need to be a senator to live a better life. I don't need to be a senator to work in government. I used to be in prison when people were making negotiations to be appointed in government. You know the story, I know the story, but we stood our ground because we wanted to make sure that the decision we took to speak on behalf of our people, it was not driven by money or government jobs.
Okay.
After elections, there are people who run campaigns and there are people who run government.
Okay.
No government will come to power. You will not want to see Fandela as an asset in your government. So
some of the people will say you've been a supporter of the CDC government. Have you been engaged, before we go to the lines, have you been engaged in terms of appointments in government by this government?
Well, I did not express interest because when the government was elected, I was already in the U.S. I was on a fellowship at the United States Congress with the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. So I had no time, you know. Sometimes when people, before government can approach you to be appointed in government, you have to develop the appetite.
Okay.
I did not develop the appetite. If I developed the appetite, I would be appointed in government.
Why?
Yes.
Why have you been approached now to work in government?
No. You know me. At this time, even the president come and tell me, I'll tell him respectfully, no. I made a decision to represent the people of Margibi in the Senate.
Okay. Fandela Patrick, is it an aspiring? No. He's senatorial hopeful in Margibi County because he's not been certificated by the National Elections Commission yet. So he's my guest this evening on the show. A very young person. You all know Fandela has been in Liberia into advocacy, lots of issues. 0770-907-907, 0770-907-907, 0880-907-907. For those of you out of Liberia, you can call us on the WhatsApp on +231 770-942048. We'll go to the lines. Hello?
Yeah, again, good evening, Auntie Efren.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a short question for the guest. And my question has to do with, statements made by, what's it, guy Congo, or the EFF guy. Yeah, Emmanuel Kongwe.
Go ahead. Oh, he went off. Hope you can call us back. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, say with Sherry. Let me say good evening to Vandera Patrick, one of the youth that within the nation I can emulate a full step because he's a man of integrity. He stood his ground. He matriculated way into the state. Today we are seeing Harvard tree, one of our own. And let me tell you, it's a lesson to we youth that are coming up. Okay. We should always look at people who try to elevate the argument or try to push logic in. Let us do away with too much of cash and putting our stomach in a wheelbarrow.
Thank you. Let's take more calls. Hello.
Hello, Segu.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
Thomas and Sabo, and I'm here from Leo Johnsonville.
Go ahead.
Segu, first of all, let me say, meeting to Vendetta. Segu Vendetta has been one of the young men I admire over the years because of his decision. When he said this, he mean it. So I think for him going to the senatorial race, I wish him well, and I hope that the people of Margibi will try because I already have a candidate there. But anyway, nobody determine the future, so we'll just pray with him. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take this person. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Yes, good evening.
I'm calling you from Bannerville.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay. Your guest is like a tree that have grown up in the field and promising to yield fruit, like the mustard seed I would tell me to be. The mustard seed is the smallest tree on the surface of the earth, but it has the biggest tree and it bears the biggest fruit. With him, I pray and hope that what he says today will be recorded and hold him when he shall go up in a particular place. The fruit we expect to bear. All we need to do is what he's saying coming to us is a voice of registration for us to look at him tomorrow and judge it by. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm Romeo Watts, the borough of Negrita. Yeah, want to say thank you for hosting the CMA in studio. You know, some people can be your mentor without them even know you. And without doubt, I'm very happy to talk to the CMA in studio. My greatest disappointment here is that I registered in Mosurado County. But I have my friends in Makibi County. Without doubt, if I was in Makibi, I was going to almost last school group together in order to vote for our future. You know, Liberian politics these days is not about the money. It's about people who can stay in the gap to talk for their people. And the CMA Studio has been one, which of course is no doubt. Liberians know that. Even you in studio, you know that. And for me, I strongly believe in him. So I'm happy that he's in the race, even though I will not vote for him because I'm in Mosurado County. That's the only reason.
Thank you very much. This person. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Eric Melvin Zulu. I call you from a Congotan residence in District number 5. I think your studio guest from Dallas Patrick, indeed, I've been following the advocacy role he has played all time, and he's a very good species. But I would like to advise him that, or at least he go and wait for 2032. Because this time around, the election is going to be very tense in Majibi County.
2030 what?
2032.
Okay.
Then a 9 years, senator, a 9 years. So you have to wait for 2032 to prepare himself adequately. I think you ask your question, well, if I'm actually putting, my brother, no election in Liberia now is going to be contested by 4 persons. Liberian people will not look at you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, too bad. Let me take another person here. Please do some adjustment or move from where you are. Hello?
Good evening, Sekou.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
My name is Emmanuel Cole. I'm calling from Lokintown.
Lokintown. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I want to ask Mr. Patrick, considering about if he win to become senator of Makibi County, will he join his friend Matike Koli to push the bill of academic crime code?
Okay, the bill of academic crimes code. Okay, let me take this person. Hey, man, you're coming in very bad. You want to just do the move from where you are? Hello?
How you doing, Sekou?
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. This is Honorable Cyrus Idea Conan, representative for District 4 Makibi.
Oh, you joining us from Makibi County?
I'm listening to the broadcast from a town called Sanoye, as in District number 7, Bon County.
Oh, in Bon County. Thank you for joining us from Bon County. Let's hear you, my good friend and brother.
Yeah, I want to say good evening to my friend Vandera. You know, Vandera is a very good son of ours. But my Gidi County politics is traditional. And when the traditional people speak to say this is the person we want, even you can go to the race 10,000 times, you are not going to win. It happened in 2017 when the people spoke to Senator Emmanuel Nukwe and told him that based upon the threat that you have used against our peaceful citizens, this time around, we are going to, discipline you politically. And now, if you can see Magidi County politics from the senatorial angle, the people have decided to make Senator Nathana Mangio the senator, according to Senator Nathana Mangio, because all of the Magidians have agreed to carry him as their next senator. So I think that next time our brother can be a very good leader of our country, and we hope that we can just preserve him for another time. He's a very good young son of ours.
Cyrus, before you leave the line, have they also endorsed your candidature?
For the traditional council of Magidi County, when it comes to District number 4 Magidi County, they are planning a meeting with all of the sons of Laketa, because I was born in Laketa Township. So the meeting is still pending, but be as it may, I can assure you that I'm going to emerge as the next representative of District 4 Margini County, by God willing.
Thank you very much, my brother. There, he's joining us on Bond County. He said, okay, thank you very much. Let me take this person, the last person. We won't take all your calls, please. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Richardson. I joined the conversation from Upper Carway. I'd like to say hi to my big brother, Mandela Patrick. And yeah, big brother, you know, is an honor, you know, sharing the platform with you today. Honestly, you're a very good big brother. You stand for principle. You are a man who, you know, are very brave. You speak truth to power. You are very, you know, you are so strong. You are credible. You are free from corruption. But looking at Man Gibi, I just wish you well. I pray and hope that the people of Man Gibi will look your way. But honestly, looking at the political terrain right now, I pray and hope that, you know, you will try, but maybe another time you will be elected because...
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Let me go to Fendela. No time. We need to go. Our next guest is up next. She's just hitting my back. Fendela, you listen to all the calls, and I know the one that you want to really respond to is Sarah's Adiakona.
No. Sarah is a brother. But let me just start. Did you look at the trend? There's no criticism. There is no doubt that Fandela is incompetent. There's no doubt that Fandela has the ability to deliver. They told you this man has integrity. They told you this guy, he can pull the trigger. The only thing they are talking about now, the belief system that money can make you win. But let me just say this to all of you. My goal is to inspire a whole new breed of generational leaders, not just in Maigibi, but in the entire country. That money should not be a determinant factor for effective public leadership in this country. That character must serve as a conduit people can use to get to power. And for some of you who did not register in Maigibi, I am encouraging you. Maigibi is next door. You can still use your influence when the time comes. I want to be very careful with my word before you say, oh, the man is carrying on early campaign. You have influence in Maigibi. You can go there and join this political process. This is a revolution.
But what means?
You can use your services.
How?
So, some of them, yes. I told you, if you can support Fandela with money, use your services.
Okay.
If you can support Fandela with your services, use your materials. People are interconnected.
Okay.
We want to be very clear. Let me just say this to my dear friend and brother, you know, Adia Kona. You know, for me, we saw what happened. Election, anybody can win. You know, you call 2-3%, they will tell you this person will win. This person will win. For me, politics is not about talking. I made it very clear I'm not a politician. I am an activist. I speak my mind. The Fandela you know today, when I get into the Senate, I will tell them. When I go talk to these people into the communities, I tell them exactly what I will do and what I will not do. But in conclusion, Sekou, I want to use this platform to appeal to the professional class, the business community, youth and student community in this country. Men and women, our sisters, our mothers. The transition process that we are on is not about Fandela. It's about a whole generation want to reform and rebuild the national legislature with new ideas, innovation, and creativity. I have traveled. I have seen how other countries are leaping in national development. We sit here, we still celebrate corruption. What message will it send to the world over when we have been warned to be careful of people who willfully and conscientiously loot state resources in this country and their hands were caught in a cookies jar? And they are warning you, how can you fight the hand that feeds you? Don't sit there. The tendency of sitting and say, I am not a politician. When the wrong people get to power, the professional people will be evicted. And they will be replaced by incompetent people. We are asking you, reach us, support us. You can give us a call. You know, I think I'm not permitted to announce my number.
Sure, you can do that.
Okay, you can call 0777 1137 02. 0777 1137 02. Reach out with your contribution, reach out with your suggestions, reach out to us and give us strategy. We want to defeat the idea that money is the way to public elected office.
Thank you.
On this note, I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity.
And
God bless you, and God bless the Republic of Liberia. I see you are okay. Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much, Vandela Patrick, a very good friend of mine. He's been my guest. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll play host to Ahmad Jallo, a Liberian female residing out of Liberia, who has since alleged that she was raped by Mr. Nelson Oniyama. She's going to be our guest on the show. Oh, yes. We are tonight up to 9 o'clock. Issues of today on your radio. My name is Sekou Sharif. Coming up shortly is one of our sisters, a victim of a rape allegedly, Amas Jallo, will shortly be our guest on the show. It reminds me about the old days. How many of you were out by that time? Oh, yes. So our guest on this segment is Ahmad Jallo, a Liberian female residing out of Liberia who has since alleged that she's been raped allegedly by Nelson Oniyama. She's our guest. And we're going to join her on the show tonight. Oh, yes.
Crime is not something